What are your thoughts when it comes to rule sets as far as what you do at your school and within the school, especially if you're cross training? Because I think there's a need for rules, obviously, when we're doing a game. That's what creates the game. There is certain rule sets, but sometimes I find myself even at my own dojo where I'm going, teaching judo to somebody maybe who does jujitsu, and they're doing something like, well, that's not winning here. Like even in the very beginning of my, the first time I went to jujitsu, I would get somebody in a pin, I got a side control. And in my mind, I'm winning this thing in 20 seconds. It's over. And they're just willing to relax and chill because, you got a couple of points, but now the game continues. So how do you take the rule set within your dojo? Obviously, like I said, with your Judo Fanatics DVD of old school judo, most of that stuff is illegal in today's judo, but it's a lot of fun to work on. And I think that it is tons of things that you can do from there in the dojo. So what is the average practice at your dojo? Do you follow a rule set?
So I do follow a rule set, actually. There's so many people. I think the demand to learn from the standing position now in jiu-jitsu has become a lot higher. You have guys like old teammates like Travis and other members of the U.S. judo team that are now, they've absorbed so much of jiu-jitsu and they're trying to make it a part of their game and they're trying to teach it to other people. That demand from the standing position, you have more jiu-jitsu. You tend to have a little bit half and half. Like I literally just had a class just now. Half the class was jiu-jitsu players. They want to learn they want to learn the standing position. So I show both, and I let them know, and I make sure they know the rules behind each. And whenever they do live rounds, I also let them know from the standing position. Have that conversation with your partner. Be willing to communicate. If you don't, because I hate to hear guys say, hey, there's no, a traditional judo guy going with a jiu-jitsu player and he grabs his leg, hey, there's no leg grabbing. I was like, you see any referees here? What's going on here, man? Take it. I enjoy when a jiu-jitsu guy comes over and he tries to do a round with me and he grabs my leg. I was like, okay, we're playing this game. That's my game too. So I enjoy that. But I think it's more of the communication amongst the athletes. But when I do teach the techniques, I let them know this is good for judo. This is not good. This is good for jiu-jitsu, and vice versa.
Right. I think having an open dialogue is the important thing. As long as people understand the rules and we understand what we're doing and what the objective is. If one guy thinks, here's what we're doing, the other guy thinks something different. Obviously, there's some safety concerns, and as long as you've obviously built that environment for your school, and I would assume that that's part of the reason people come to train with you. They enjoy that openness and not being locked down or confined by a certain rule set, because old school judo is tons of fun. Like we do things in my dojo where we'll call it like illegal judo day or something. We're going to do moves that you can't do at the tournament, but there's so many situations that I learned because, of course, as terrible as it sounds, like I've actually never competed in the rules that are going on today. I retired in 2008 from actual competition. So a lot of my game, I did leg grabs too. I was shooting katagarumas and all this stuff like my whole career. And then suddenly now the rules that we're doing now are different. So we definitely allow things in my dojo that aren't part of the rules, because I think there's just so much to judo rather than confining ourselves to one rule set, for sure.
Exactly. And it gives us more material to work off of. You don't want to put yourself in a box every single time somebody walks in and they want to learn a leg grab. You have to, when you're on your own school, you actually have to be a little bit you want to be as much different and stand out a lot more from other schools. And it's not really a competition between schools, but it's more of making sure that you have the material that no one else has. And I think that's what kind of like keeps that makes us stand out from other people.
Right.
Being able to have both old school judo, new school judo, the ground game for a judo black belt to have a jiu-jitsu game, I make sure that everybody can have everything and have fun with it too. One of the things that I tell the students is, especially for the jiu-jitsu guys that want to really dive into judo, when they get to the ground, they don't have to jump to knee and belly. You're kind of wasting a little bit of time. You're not going to get points for that.
Right.
So when they work the ground, I try to tell them, listen, hold them down between 10 and 15 seconds. And then after that, you can go into your next position. At least you know that you got the points first before, you gave up the position, because a lot of them want to go, they want to compete, but you have to know the rules. You have to know the rules.